The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Another offensive masterpiece for the Knicks tonight against the Nets. Jalen Brunson for three. He had 19. The Knicks hit 17 threes. They had 31 assists. We're going to talk to Mitchell Robinson in a couple moments. The Knicks are now 6-0 at home and 4-0 at home during the 7-game homestand as they win at 134-98. Great to have you with us, Bill Pidto and Wally Szczerbiak. Man, this group is fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
4th straight game for the Knicks with at least 30 assists. I mentioned they had 31. And 15 made threes. Tonight, from three, they went 17 of 37.
It's a very skilled basketball team. There's a reason why the expectations are so high, and we're seeing everything come together in a system that Mike Brown is elevating everyone's play from even what we saw last year. The game's just coming easy. When you make each other better and when you look to break down the defense and create open shots for your teammates every single time down the floor, that just becomes it's contagious as a player, as a team, as an organization. And right now the Knicks are in some rhythm, 4-0 on this homestand so far. I predicted 6-1. Let's see if they can pull off all 7.
We got Memphis, Orlando, and Miami still to come this week.
One at a time.
All right. 10 of 18 shooting from three for the Knicks in the first half, and again for the game, 17 of 37.
Yeah, it's really impressive the way this team has found a rhythm. And when your coach gives you the green light to shoot threes at a high clip and not worry if you miss, that's the bottom line. As a coach, you never want to tell a player, don't be a little bit gun shy. Like, that's the worst mentality to have as a player. If you miss a shot and you think your coach is going to yell at you for missing a shot, one thing Mike Brown is doing is encouraging these guys to let the threes fly and let them go and get into rhythm with confidence.
Look at the numbers and no points in the paint. The Knicks with 58, the Nets with 36. Here now with Mitchell Robinson. Mitch, thanks for dropping by. You guys had 3 days without a game. Nets come in 1-8. Letdown may be possible coming in, but you didn't have any letdown. How'd you avoid one?
You stay focused and, got to work and, was just prepared to play.
This offense has just been phenomenal, especially the last couple of games. What allows it to be so successful?
We get the ball movement, quick decisions, and, sharing the game and, just out there having fun.
Your defense was dominant in the third quarter. You, again, were all over the place. How are you able to do this night in and night out and make the most of your playing time on the boards and on the defensive end of the floor?
Since the new system, how it is, and 3-minute stretches and stuff like that, so just go out there and play hard.
Mitch, thanks for dropping by, and best of luck during the rest of this homestand.
Thank you.
Wally, Mitch was a plus 40 in 16 minutes of playing time. A plus 40.
I mean, talk about dominating Noah Clowney and Nick Claxton. Those guys are not the strongest big men, very slight, athletic, and long, but Mitchell Robinson's strength, look at that finish right there. You can tell he's starting to get his rhythm back, his timing back. I mean, just the domination, the way he roots out his defender under the basket and gets offensive rebounding position is impressive. That left-handed block coming out of nowhere. Get that weak stuff out of here, Bill Pidto. Just outstanding play. And it's not easy to do it in 3-minute increments like that. You have to mentally prepare yourself. Okay, this is like a shift in hockey. I got to go all out for 3 minutes. Then I have to rest. Got to go all out in 3 minutes again. That's a very different mentality to play in a basketball game as a basketball player. But he's obviously adjusting and handling it very well.
So, again, Robinson a plus 40. He goes for 8 points, 8 rebounds. Let's bring in Monica McNutt. As always, she helped call the game on the radio on ESPN New York. Great balance again for the Knicks, Monica. 6 players again in double figures.
Yeah, and you got 8 players that managed to chip in terms of your 3-point scoring tonight. I thought that was a great call-out by you, Wally, in terms of the minutes and the flow for Mitchell Robinson. But he does look fantastic, and you really see why the time that he has on the floor is truly so precious, y'all. But I think for me, one of the keys that I talked about pregame with Pat O'Keefe in our pregame show on the radio was defending the 3-point line. So very pleased to see the Knicks held the Nets under 32% from the 3-point line.
Yeah, and talking about the bigs on the Knicks, Monica, how about Karl Anthony Towns? Just a complete physical strength advantage over the 2 bigs on the Brooklyn Nets, who are known to be pretty good big men, pretty athletic, good shot blockers. But I'll tell you, Karl Anthony Towns, he did not give them any options. He was just putting his head down, using his size, using his strength. Look at the upper body strength, just overpowering anyone and everyone, Monica, that he went through on that Nets squad.
Yeah, Wally, I'm with you. And I think particularly in these home games, I really like sort of the throwback moments we're getting from Cat, where he is truly like, all right, cool, I'm going to absorb this contact, I'm going to power dribble, crab dribble, and get to my spots, because he knows that these defenders can't stop them. I thought, literally, Tyler and I were talking about the game that Cat had, and even though he hadn't hit a three yet, he'd been terrific. And then he got that left-hand layup drive and dunked down in the second half in the lane. And so the energy that I think he's playing with, my one wish in this game, y'all, and I get it, because sometimes, you know, you have to go with what the game...
Monica sounds like a coach.
No, well, the one thing I was excited about, Wally, and you know this, I'm so excited about watching the tiers, if you will, of this offense and the different reads and the new wrinkles that we're starting to see. But tonight, with a team whose defense is less than stout, I thought the guys did a really good job of reading, reacting, taking what the defense gave them, and it wasn't particularly detailed in terms of the system that they're currently building, but it clearly worked.
Mark, I mentioned the balance. Knicks put up 134 points, and Jalen Brunson didn't even get to 20. Finished with 19 points and 7 assists, speaking to the fact they're getting help from just about everybody.
Yeah, we had a note from our terrific statistician. Jalen played 29 minutes tonight, or less than 30, which is the first time that he's done that all season. But for me, I love the fact that you were able to get your second unit guys on the floor. But in terms of Jalen just picking his spots, one thing that is always good to see from him is when he's able to do it efficiently. 6 of 14 tonight, still working his way back to the three-point shooting numbers that we're accustomed to seeing, but 4 for 4 from the three-point line. And then, of course, you guys, he could end up actually having another career high in terms of assists. Last year he averaged 7. He had 7 tonight, but he's been rolling in that category as well. And for me, I was distracted on the radio broadcast by little Miss Baby Jordan Brunson, who was in the arena, and I saw her clap at her dad across the court. It was so adorable.
Oh, that's sweet. I'll tell you, low stress, Monica. That's what it's all about right now for these Knicks. Bill Pidto, no stress here in the studio, just coasting to wins so far on this homestand. It's good to see, and they're also saving the minutes also.
Monica, OG Anunoby has just been fantastic. He's 4 of 6 in this game from 3, 8 more rebounds. He's shooting 44%, a career high from 3, Monica, and his rebounding's over 6 a game, also a career high. He's been fantastic.
It's crazy, Pidto. He has been rocking and rolling, capital R, and on both sides of the floor, right? Like, first of all, when it comes to his three-point shooting, he's just stepping into shots and rhythm. There's no hesitation. There's no unnecessary jab steps, not a whole lot of pounding the rock. His catch-and-shoot numbers have to be fantastic at this point in the season. And then defensively, we continue to see his strength, right? And he's making the right reads. He's jumping into passing lanes. He's walling folks up. And then for him, he's absorbing contact when he gets to the paint. So I just really like the balanced game that OG Anunoby is playing with to start this season. This system, early on, we talked a lot about how well this system seemed to fit Mikal Bridges. And I still believe that that is also true. But I think maybe it's taken OG a little bit longer, but he's really starting to find his rhythm within the system as well. It looks great on him.
Bridges, by the way, scored 16 too tonight.
Bridges was great. The system is really benefiting. They look fresher to me. OG Anunoby looks like he's got a quicker step to his game. Same with Jalen Brunson. Now Karl Anthony Towns, he looks fresh when he goes to the basket, exploding, dunking over people. Clowney gets a technical foul because he's pissed off because Karl Anthony Towns just absolutely beast modes him going to the basket. I think Mike Brown's going to do a really good job of keeping these guys' legs fresh, also keeping your mind fresh. It's hard over the course of 82-game season, but if you can keep your mind fresh, that's really going to pay off at the end of the year, and it looks like the Knicks are on their way to doing that.
All right, Monica, as always, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you on Tuesday night when the Knicks play host to Memphis.
Sounds good.
All right, Wally, working tonight with heavy hearts, thinking about the passing of Lenny Wilkens, passing away today at the age of 88. Brooklyn native, was a star at Providence College. Hall of Famer as a player, Hall of Famer as a coach. Was a coach of the Knicks for 39 games in 04-05 and led Seattle to the NBA title in 1979.
Yeah, his accolades say it all. He was the original players coach, just did everything for his players. And I remember watching the game and learning the NBA game and just idolizing the way he coached his players and how his players loved him as a human being and an individual as a coach. That says a lot about Lenny Wilkens.
Lenny Wilkens passing away today at the age of 88.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today.
Knicks blow out the Nets tonight, 134-98. They're now a perfect 6-0 at home. Back now from the corner three, presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. Let us now listen into the post-game comments from Knicks coach Mike Brown, as always, presented by Chase.
I thought our guys did a really good job in the second half. You know, Michael Porter Jr. is a really good basketball player, and he had 22 at halftime. And, you know, we addressed it. And I thought our team, led by OG, because that was his matchup, they did a good job coming out, trying to be more conscious and aware of where he was on the floor. And, you know, he ended up with, I think 3 points in the second half. Also, something else we addressed their offensive rebounding. They had 10 offensive rebounds at halftime, and they got long athletes that crash the glass. Claxton, Clowney, they're terrific on the glass, and Sharp is terrific on the glass as well. And so, you know, our guys did a nice job coming out and keeping them off the glass. You know, we didn't feel we played great defense in the first half, especially with them scoring 40 points in the second quarter. And our guys did a great job of tightening it up. You know, they scored a total of 36 points in the second half, and that was a great awareness with all of our guys defensively. You know, our level of awareness picked up. Our level of physicality picked up as well. You know, we had 3 verticalities, which is huge for us. I think that's the highest number we had. OG had a big one in the third quarter for us. And we had 12 deflections in the second half. So that tells you right then and there that our level of physicality, awareness, all that other stuff was there for us, and it translated into what they scored and what they shot from the floor. And then on top of that, you know, we ended up with 48 baskets and 38 assists on those 48 baskets. And, you know, we always talk offensively, hey, touch the paint and spray it, touch the paint and spray it. We ended up with 18 sprays, which isn't bad. Felt we could have probably had more. And then 15 offensive rebounds. You know, we had 15 offensive rebounds for 25 second chance points. And, you know, both those areas we're big believers in, and our guys went out and got it done. Mitch, by the way, was the defensive player of the game. I don't really fall into the plus-minus stuff a ton, but, you know, another amazing stat. You know, he keeps throwing up these stats that are amazing. He played 16 and a half minutes. And he was a plus 40, you know, to impact the game that way. And again, I'm not a huge believer in it, but to see a number like that in the short amount of time that he played is just amazing.
Frank, when you think about this team, you need a 40-point quarter. I think that's like 6 now compared to the next best team that's 4 40-point quarters. Is that a good sign that the offense is trending in the right direction for you?
Yeah, it is, but we're still learning. I truly believe we could still play better. We could still mix it up, and you know what we have to get cautious of is not settling. You know, we're moving a lot of bodies around, and we want to keep moving bodies around to make it hard on the defense. And if we do, and it becomes just second nature to us, then we'll have a chance to be a pretty good offensive team.
Mike, sorry, did I cut you off?
No.
Oh,
no.
Did you notice anything different tonight with Carl's passing out of drives? Like, you know, you love the sprays, right? Like, I feel, maybe just me, but like I feel like he's getting a little more comfortable passing out of those drives, and that seems to be integral to keeping things moving.
Yeah, you know, if he drives the ball and it's one-on-one, hey, go finish. You know, he's one of the best finishers I've been around. He's extremely creative. But if he draws a second defender, then you've done your job. You draw a second defender, somebody is open. And, you know, I think he only ended up with 2 assists tonight. You know, I'd have to go back and watch the game to really have a good feel of it. But I thought he made pretty good decisions with it. And more importantly, is we want to keep trying to move him around so that teams can't just sit on him at the top of the floor. And if we can do that, then I think eventually the game's going to be a lot easier for him, because he's going to be in places where teams aren't used to doubling, because one time he's here, now he's there, now he's here. So that's what we plan on doing with him. And he's getting a little bit more comfortable every time we step on the floor.
Mike, coming into the homestand here, you guys were not great in third quarters, especially the Milwaukee and Miami game. But you come home and you're dominating these third quarters the last 4 nights. Did the approach change? Did anything change specifically between beginning of the year and then when you guys came home?
Yeah, I said this before. We had lost 3 in a row, and a lot of people thought the sky was falling. But we hadn't been together long. I'll be the first to admit, I didn't know when to put Josh in, when to take him out. I didn't know when to put Mitch in, when to take him out. I was still figuring out, our rotations and how we're going to play and all that other stuff. And so, we just need time. And I thought I was bad, and we were bad as a team in Miami. We went to, I think, Milwaukee next, and I thought we were pretty good in the first half. We kind of, fell apart a little bit in the second half. And then we go to Chicago, and not as good the first half, but we were pretty good in the second half. So, again, it's not going to happen one night. We may go on another 3-game losing streak. We may, mess up in the third quarter. Who knows? If you want to be great in life, you got to find a way to get consistent. Be consistent. That's the biggest thing, and that's what we're preaching and talking about. And all we did was just address our third quarters. Hey, whatever we got to do to come out, be locked in, let's do it. But, Ty's our strength coach. He's not stretching them any longer or whatever. Our guys going out and they're just playing, and they're locked in.
Mike, you said we have a chance to be a pretty good offensive team.
Yeah.
You had over a 4-quarter span last game and this game, 160 points. Is it, when you say we have a chance to be good, you mean just it's got to be consistent, or because that's crazy, those numbers?
No, yeah, but so we're talented, and we're going to have, no matter what we do on the floor, we're going to have the ability to score. But, you take the regular season and you prepare yourself for the postseason. And if you just go out there and play the wrong way and win, we still probably going to score because we're talented. Got a lot of guys that can score. But it's not going to help us later on. And there are things that we have to continue to try to get better at in terms of our recognition and stuff like that out on the floor, and our pace, getting the ball in bounds on a make, not walking the ball up, getting right to our stuff. If they take this away, bam, we got counters, go to the counter. So there are a lot of little things that, it's hard to explain, to you guys to a certain degree. But our guys know it, and we'll show it to them. And so I do think we can be better. And, that's what we should all be striving for, is to be better. And there's still a lot of room for us to grow.
We are back for tonight's thrilling moment, brought to you by FanDuel Casino. Get your thrill on. Jalen Brunson, 4-point play in the first quarter. He had 19 points for the game. The Knicks go 17 of 37 from downtown. Here's Brunson in the postgame locker room now with Alan Hahn.
I think our approach and everything that we do is always going to stay the same. Getting better to our detail and attention to it was a key factor in us now being better in the third quarter. Now, playing the first half, understanding what we're doing wrong, and then coming out and trying to address it right away. So trying to focus on the little things.
For some teams, when you're winning and then you play a team like this that's struggling, there can be those letdowns. That's just human nature. We see it all the time in all professional sports. Was there a discussion about it? Was there a mindset about it? Or why does this team not fall into that trap?
I think we're growing as a team. It was definitely a problem for us last year. Third quarters, especially the playoffs, were not our friend. So we're just trying to address it as best we can, and it starts with the little things.
How much work has this team done in the corner threes that has made that shot such a weapon this year?
I think getting down to the corners, and especially in transition, opens up the floor. And also when we're really able to drive and attack seams, and they collapse on the floor, and we know we can throw a blind pass. We know people are going to be there. And so we've been working on it a lot, and got to continue to execute and then knock it down.
Mike Brown's offense is humming. His former assistant in Sacramento, Jordi Fernandez, is now the head coach of the Nets. Knicks win tonight by 36.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today.
So the Knicks now 4-0 on this 7-game homestand. Still to come this week at home. Memphis Tuesday, Wednesday, Orlando. Notice a half hour earlier than normal, 6:30 pregame. The game at 7. And Miami comes to town Friday. That will be the Knicks' second game in the NBA Cup. Next week on the road for 3. And we're back with more after this. The Knicks beat the Nets 134-98. 6 Knicks in double figures, including Jordan Clarkson, who scored 11. Here he is after the game with Alan Hahn.
Jordan, as a guy that's new to this offense, so just new to the team as well, what are you seeing that's working these last couple of games?
Biggest thing for us is defensively, and then us just moving the ball. I think we all are buying in, making spray passes, playing fast at a fast pace. So I think all of us are getting comfortable, so we just got to keep continuing to do that.
I asked Jalen this the other day, but I'm wondering if what's the difference right now in the team from what was a week ago when you had some struggles on the road?
I think we're just figuring it out. Continue to get better each day, and all of us just locking in on that. I think we're doing a great job, like I said, defensively all down the line, and offensively we're moving the ball, taking advantage of the opportunities that we get, and we letting it fly and compete.
Not that I'm telling on him, but did you see Josh giggling when you threw your headband after you fell down?
Yeah, he always on me. So, but no, he made me laugh. I was kind of upset, but he got me right.
Clarkson fouled out, but he had 11 points, as I mentioned, and he's gone, Wally, in double figures off the bench in 3 of the last 4 games.
That's impressive. He came in the game focused, took a couple nice drives to the basket to get himself going. He's not waiting to make an impact when he gets minutes, and it's good to see. He was brought here to solidify the bench. The bench has been playing great basketball, and he's finding a nice little home here at the world's most famous arena.
All right, next up, Memphis here Tuesday night. Memphis, we showed the highlights of their loss to OKC. They're 4-7.
Yeah, John Morant back in the lineup. It's always electric when he's back in the building, so Knicks got to keep the winning streak going on at home.
Pre-game at 7, game at 7:30 on Tuesday. You can also stream our coverage on the Gotham Sports App. Want more than just a post-game show? Link your eligible TV subscription to stream Knicks games free or subscribe today in the Gotham Sports App. Just go to gothamsports.tv to learn more.